Hi, it's Anne from the Useless Crafter. I just did Anna fully thinking I was recording and I wasn't recording. So I'm going to repeat myself. All right. We did Elsa yesterday at 30 inches. So I wanted to bring in Elsa for comparison, for a size comparison so that you can figure out how big you want to do Elsa. I also have two images of Elsa, and I want to talk about the two of them because I want to show you why one image is clearly the better one. So if you've been following along, you should know that this one is not the one we're going to do because she is not going to look good because her face is too big in comparison to the whole image. So if you look at this one, if we, and I like to do 30 inches because 30 inches is a good size. It's big, especially in comparison to the little ones. And usually, if you're doing these off the mat characters, it's for a birthday party for someone between the ages of 2 and 10. And 30 inches for a 2-year-old through a 10-year-old is pretty sizable and take great pictures and all that good stuff. All right. So what I do is whenever I look at an image, I think 30 inches, I break it up into three even pieces. So everything that I'm looking at needs to be like 10 inches or so, right? Because I'm breaking it up into three. So when I look at this image, for instance, and let's make it 30 inches. And Elsa, I'm going to make her 30 inches as well as this one. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. So at 30 inches, what I'm in my head, I'm thinking, okay, if I break up everything of one color, like for instance, this one, her face and her ear is one piece of cardstock. I want all of that to fit on a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock. It's really the face is one of the few things that you need to look at because the face usually you're not going to use glitter cardstock because glitter cardstock will help hide your seams. Two, lighter colors do not do as well in hiding seams as dark colors. Most of the time, these images, the skin color is very light. So you're not only are you not using glitter, you're now going with light color cardstock. It is going to show every seam. So it is not worth making Anna, for instance, 50 inches when you're going to be distracted by a line down her face this way and a line going this way. It is no good. It is better to make her smaller and her face seamless and then let all the other colors shine. It is way more impressive. So Anna at 50 inches or Anna at 24 inches, I would choose Anna at 24 inches with no seams other than the black outline. All right. So let me just show you what this would look like. So this is Anna at 30 inches, okay? I'm going to ungroup her so you can see how big her face is. So let's see, where are you? Is this you? Yeah. So her face is 14.7 by 14.8. You would have to cut this down into 4 pieces. So like a seam like this, oh my gosh, it's gonna just be so distracting, right? So we can play around with this image. Let's make it smaller. Let's make it 25 inches. Let's see how that helps us with her face, okay? Her face at this point is still 12.2 by 12.3. You still need to slice it into 4. So I would grab it again. So that was at 25 inches. Let's see at 23 inches what that looks like, okay? All right, so at 23 inches, her face is 11.3 by 11.3. So finally, so at 24 inches, in comparison to Elsa at 30, I mean, you could do it if you really like this image. Her face is cute, but here's the problem too. At 24 inches, her face is still too big in comparison to Elsa, even though she's much shorter, right? Like, I feel like if you wanted to do this image sitting next to this one, her face needs to be more comparable, but then look at, because this has her bust and her arms and this one doesn't. it would have to be like that. Like the faces are comparable, but then look at where she's going to sit on the cake table. This is just not good. So let's just agree, right? We're agreeing that this is not the right image to do. Now let's look at her. Her face is great because look, even the neck is another piece. So we could separate that. So now we just have the face and the little ear. But look at Elsa's ear. Elsa's ear is another piece by itself. So we could technically, if we needed to, we could slice it here and it wouldn't look crazy. And it wouldn't be distracting. First of all, it's a small seam. It's on the side. So I like this one. I also like the fact that the arms are broken up. So like my blues is just this right here. Even this arm, this top part, those are separate pieces. So really I'm looking at this piece, making sure that this piece is on a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock. Everything else is broken up. So this piece on it is going to look flawless and seamless. The only seams you're going to have would be the black. Now, because her shirt is a lot of black, like the black isn't just the outline, I would highly recommend, and she's a princess, I would highly recommend doing black glitter cardstock on this one. All right, so let's look at what size we should do. So this is Elsa at 30 inches. I think Anna at 30 inches overwhelms Elsa. I think she should be smaller. Maybe not that small, but look at the face. The face is kind of comparable. So this is at 24. Let's see what 25 looks like. I feel like 25 looks good. Okay, so let's get rid of Elsa. Let's keep Anna. And if you're wondering why your screen, you need to scroll up and down, I've reduced this to 25% so that I'm not scrolling up and down. Okay, maybe 50 will work here. No, let's go back to 25. Okay, so here she is. Let's ungroup her. Let's move everything over. All right, so here's our black background. Our black background is 21 by 25. So basically you can't cut that on your Cricut, right? We're going to be slicing it into pieces that you can cut. So go to shapes, bring in your square. And I do like to make my square 11 by 11. I like dealing with whole numbers. It's just easier that way. This process is a lot of steps. So just do it my way. All right, so go to duplicate. All right, we're going to use the position feature up here in the top panel. Basically, it's your X coordinate and your Y coordinate. So this square, and I also with this, I like dealing with whole numbers. So don't do any math, just wherever it is right now, go to your position key and just round to the nearest whole number. So your X coordinate right now, mine is at 6.6. I'm just gonna make it 7 and keep it at 5. Okay, so what I'm telling Design Space to do is on my x-axis, go over 7, go down 5, and here's the tip of my first shape. So if this is at 7 and I add 11 for this square, then this needs to be at 18. If you put your square close enough, you don't even need to do the math. You just round to the nearest whole number. So this will turn into 18. This will turn into 15, not 15, 5, I think it was. Okay, now select both squares, so we don't need to do that whole routine over. Duplicate, and now we just need to make it flushed with the squares up above. So again, if you put this close enough, it's already at 7, make this 16. You now have 4 squares, all good. Duplicate again and do this last portion, okay? So I'm going to round down to 7, and this one I'm going to take to 27. All right, so we have her. Let's arrange, send to the front so we can see where we're slicing everything. Let's see. Do I want to do that? Okay, where I'm debating is if you are using black glitter cardstock, I would not be so concerned as to where you're cutting. I would probably cut somewhere like right here. And the reason being is, let me make this just a little bit bigger so you can see. My first square will be a big portion of her head. This will be this outline right here. So they're big pieces, right? And then her braid is all one piece, including her arm. So this square right here will cut out like this. Where does it go? All the way down here, past this line right here. So this piece is just the bottom here, and this piece is here. That's if you were using black glitter cardstock. If you are not, because that seam would cut across where her shirt was, you would see the seams. If you're using just regular black cardstock, I would want to cut her. I would want this square to not even touch her vest. Because if you remember up here, this is her hair and her face. All that color is going to sit across our seam. This is where I would slice it. So I'm going to slice it here, assuming that not everybody has black glitter cardstock, okay? All right, I am going to move this over just a little bit more so that this corner hair right here is a big piece. All right, ready? We're going to slice. You can only slice 2 items at one time. We're slicing a square at a time and the image. So you see how my cursor grabs just enough of the image and 1 square. And I'm going to slice. I'm going to do it again right here in the middle. Right here in the bottom. And if you saw how this piece disappeared, I'm okay with it. I don't need it, so it's fine. But you can always undo and go around it. I've noticed that that works with the glitch. Okay, so see, this piece is one big piece, this right here, and I would think that we could do this in 4 pieces of cardstock, because look, later you can put this piece together and this piece together and cut this together, and that would only be 4 pieces of black cardstock, okay? All right, but I'm gonna, oops. I like to keep them in the place where they belong so that later I don't need to think about where each piece goes, because I'm really bad at puzzles. All right, so here's my piece, my black outline. Let's look at her face. So her face, I want to make it the face one piece and the hand one piece. So I basically want to break up this image into 2 pieces. So I'm going to use contour. Actually, no, I'm not going to use contour. I'm going to slice. So bring in a square. And I'm just going to make it big. I'm going to bring this down to get just enough of her hand. And then I'm going to slice these 2. So now her face is 9.1 by 8.2. Perfect. I don't need the slice results. And her hand is 6 by 2.7-ish, whatever that is, okay? So that's all good. Let's look at the green on her vest. So this is 4 pieces. Let's contour. I want to show you how to contour. So if I want to break this into 4 pieces, I need 4 copies of it. So go to duplicate. Here's my second, third, and fourth. Okay, go to contour. And these are my 4 pieces right here. I want to hide all, and it leaves me this top one. I'm good with that. So see, now I have just this one. Let's go to the next one, contour. I'm going to hide all again. It's leaving the top one. I want this one this time, and I'm going to deselect this top one. I want just this second piece. So here's that piece. Let's go get our third one, contour. Hide all. I want this third one. I don't want this top one. And then we just need that last piece right there. Go to contour, hide all. I want this one, and I don't want that one. All right, So your 4 pieces are all separate now. Let's look at the eyes. So the eyes right now, I mean, technically you could cut it. It's 4 by 2.5, but that's a lot of wasted space. So let's go down here. Let's just move this a little bit there. So now we can slice these two. So here's one eye. Get rid of your slice results. You don't need that. Here's the second eye. Okay, let's see. Let's do this one next. So with this, I would probably just cut this in half. So using the same piece that we have over here, let's do that. Slice. So now here's one piece, it's 4 by 9. And then get rid of your slice results. And then here's my other piece, which is 6 by 7. And later when we go to cut it, I would probably do something like this and make it close to each other. And then you can cut it on one piece of cardstock. Okay. What do we have left? Let's move over here. Let's separate this blue into 5 pieces. The 2 eyes separate. This little piece is one piece here, and here would be another. So you could do this and slice. And so now this piece is by itself, 7 by 9. We're good. Let's get the eye. Oops, hold on. Actually, let's get this bottom piece. Okay, so this is separate now. Let's get one eye at a time. Okay, so this is by itself. Oops. This is by itself now. Let's get the other eye. Okay, we are almost done. So let me get rid of that square. So our blues are all good. All we have left is her hair and the purple. So let's bring in 2 more squares. We're going to slice a little bit. Okay, so let's do the purple. Let's make this big. Let's separate her lips from everything else. Oops. Slice. So if you're wondering why I'm not contouring, is because it's a lot of pieces, so I like to slice. But you do whatever works best for you. All right, so let's get these 2 little circles out of the way. Slice. The only thing I hate about slicing is the slice results. You need to delete those. All right, here we go. Let's get these 2 circles. Kind of just moving around. Let's see what else we have here. I might just do all of those together. You can always tell when we're getting to the end of a project. I'm not as efficient because I just want to finish it. Okay. Oops. So I picked up too many pieces. It's not letting me slice. So I must have, yeah, there's more pieces under here. So you see that? All right. So now let me see if I can slice. Yep. Okay, and then I have this. I feel okay. If we're really good, here, let me slice that, make myself feel better. And let's get rid of these 2 pieces. Okay. All right. Now we're done with that. All we have left is the hair. So with the hair, I feel like we should definitely separate this braid from the rest of this piece. So let's just move this over. Let me move this over. I'm just going to delete this piece. So I'm dealing with a fresh piece of square. Unlock this image so that we can get just enough of her braid covered. Did that work? I think that worked. So let's slice out her hair. So here's her hair. It's 12 by 5, so it is too long. I think with this one, you could, let's see if we can slice out that tail. And it looks like we can. So this tail is 3 by 3.5, and now this is 10 by 3.8. So perfect. Now we can actually cut that on our Cricut. So same thing over here. You could either, I feel like over here it's probably easier to contour. So I would maybe contour this into one piece right here, 2, 3, 4. I would probably separate this into 4. So if I want 4, then I need to have 4 copies of this image total. So here's my second copy, third, and fourth. And let's go to contour. And we're almost done. Let's make this a little bit bigger so we can see what we're dealing with. Okay, so let's hide all and see what it leaves us. Leaves us this big piece. So let's get this piece, that, and that. Come on. There. And this little guy up here. Okay. That is 9.5 by 8.5. Perfect. So let's contour the next portion. Hide all. Let's make this bigger. So I want this. I don't want this one because this one was already in the first piece. And this is 9 by 5. So these are, her hair is a big piece of this image. All right, let's go down to the braid. Hide all, make this bigger so we can see what we're dealing with. Okay, so we want this little one, this. I'm trying to get this middle braid right here, and it's not highlighting. There. Let's get this piece and this piece. Let's see how long that is. It's too long. It's 6.3 by 13.7. So let's go back to contour. Oh, wait, but it's too long because it kept this piece in. Let's deselect that one. There, 5.2 by 10.2. Okay, so now we have just the last portion of her braid. Hide all. Okay, so where we left off was this piece. I think that's everything. 9 by 3.3. Yay! All right, so let's save this guy. This is Anna at, did we do it 25 inches? And let's go to make it so I can show you what I do. Okay, so here are the eyes. I would probably just turn this around like so. I don't know, something like that. The face and the hand are all together, but if you wanted to use this cardstock again, I would probably move the hand up here. That way you have almost almost 4, but 3.5 inches by 12 for some other piece. That's probably easier to deal with. Let's look at her hair. So her hair is in 3 pieces or 3 sheets. I feel like we can make it in 2. So let's change this to 12 by 24, even if you don't have a 12 by 24 mat. But I just kind of want to move all the hair onto the big mat. So let's move this to another mat. And then we have one more piece. Let's move this to another mat, to that other mat. And you definitely, if you're going to cut it like this, you need a 12 by 24 mat, but you could just put 2 12 by 12 pieces of cardstock together. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so that works. And then we have this. So we definitely got it to fit on 2 pieces of cardstock instead of the 3 that it originally had. This we could probably make a little bit better, more usable for next time, right? Is if we got, let's see. Like that, then at least next time you have all of this to use. Okay, and this we talked about. We were thinking of doing something like this, right? And okay, I would make this 12 by 24 and see if we can get, let's move the eyes up here. And let's see, let's move this down as far as we can. Same thing with this. And let's see if this, we can rotate it and get it to the top. Oh. Yay. All right. So actually we could do this. Maybe move this up. Maybe right there. So you're cutting it really close right here. But other than that, we're good. Okay, so with the black, we knew we could save some space. Let's move definitely this piece to another one. And that can fit here. I think all the other pieces are pretty big. Yeah, that's all we can do. So we went to 4 pieces of cardstock, not bad. Okay, here's our purple. Our purple we could do better. Let's move some of these over. There. Okay, we're done. Alrighty, keep me posted. I'm here for questions. Get me on YouTube or on Instagram. I'm really good at responding back. All right. Thanks, guys.